Okay guys, we're finally getting to the meat of the project here. Here's what I'm going to show you guys how I do up my trim work. Now, there's a couple of different ways of doing trim work. Some use a lining method and some use more of a what I would call a dry brushing method. And since everybody knows what I do, I defer to the dry brushing method simply because I've done sets before where I've done lining, and the lining was so... Let me explain the difference between dry brushing a line and truly lining a line edge. When you truly line a line edge, what you're doing is you're taking a brush and you're kind of dragging it across that 90-degree surface at a 45-degree angle. So it's just hitting that edge, and what ends up happening is you get a very precise line. The problem is it's not always very evident that you've put a line there, and especially if you start looking at it from a distance. So what I've done is I've started dry brushing my lining. And what it does is it gives you a little bit of a fatter, pardon me, gives you a little bit of a fatter line and a little bit of a fade into whatever the base color is. And I found for me that the lining becomes more prominent, so you don't feel like you've done all these hours of lining work, and it didn't really pop out and show the set, you get that nice little fade into it too. Kind of like, you know, the sun kind of, for some odd reason, like points and tall areas, sunlight tends to gather naturally there. Line edging is the same thing. So you get that nice little deferring into it. So we had another question too. I'm going to put this over here real quick. The question was concerning paint, you know, when you're sliding it in and out, and depending on the type of paint that you use, that could be an issue. Now looking back on it, I would totally want to redo this in acrylics, because like I said, acrylics, they don't tend to stick to each other the way latexes do. But here's my edge. There's no, as you can see, it's all black on the inside. This is black all the way around. And they slide right in beautifully, so you have no trouble getting it in. You have no trouble getting it out. And I've had no discernible paint loss or real wear that I can discern myself. So I just wanted to address that issue for people. And like I said, depending on the type of paint that you use, you might get a different response. Different paints have different consistencies and thicknesses. Obviously you don't want to put gobs and gobs and gobs on there, or have, you know, big paint blobs hanging off your connection points. So one thing to do as they're drying, just grab a brush, any brush, and just look for little paint blobs on stuff, okay? And then you just take it from there. So, anyways, I actually got to hit the bottom of these. Whoops. But anyways, let me give you a quick demonstration of how I do my edge work. And then I'll show you all the bridges that I've done so far with the edge work. I think it looks really, really good. I'm using Delta Cream Coat Rain Gray. I went looking for it, I couldn't find it anymore. I might need to go to Home Depot and have them make a pint of this. Now I don't know if all these different companies put in new colors and take out old colors, but over the years I've seen colors come and go a lot. So if there's a color that you really like, I highly advise keeping enough of it that you can use a color match by going to, like I said, like a Home Depot or something along those lines, and make a pint of it and keep it on hand, because when it's gone, it's gone. And there's been a lot of great colors that I've worked with over the years, and I've gone back to find them, and they're dead in the water, and I wrote down the name and then just tossed it in the garbage, and it's gone. So anyways, super quick and easy. Let's get the light here more appropriately. Got my Jedi laser light going on. Okay, the way to dry brush a line, what do I do with my color? Okay, the way to dry brush a line is, like I said, you can get it wet. Let me get this set up. You can get it wet, and you can trace it along that edge, and it'll give you a nice precise line. That's one way to do it. See, I've got a nice little line there that pops out, but the problem is, and you'll see with the light, is it's very exact, and it doesn't always catch the eye. Okay? So what I do to make sure my lines pop, for lack of a better phrase, is, like here you can see it's much more prominent. And trust me, when you're not going to stand right at the edge of your 4-foot table, 4-foot wide table. You're going to stand back like a foot to 2 feet. So your average distance to the middle of the table is about 5 feet. And at 5 feet, you're probably not going to see that, or at least see it very well. It's going to kind of just disappear into the geometry of the piece. I want the geometry of the piece to actually pop out. So how I do my line is I dry brush it. And it's very fast, it's very easy, anybody can do this. So I just go like this. You want to hit it both sides. Okay? Now if you look at it now it comes out. See what I mean? And you can do it really quickly. I gotta hit some of the bottoms here with black, so I apologize about that. When you're going through the painting stage, you're always gonna find spots that you missed. Don't get mad at yourself. I mean, I've been doing this for years. I still do it. So, you know, if I'm still making mistakes like that, you can forgive yourself. Okay? But it's very quick, very fast, very easy, and it might seem very prominent right now. Remember that all paints fade as they dry. So it's going to come down about a shade to 2 shades of where you really had it at. And it's going to really work well. Now, I've been talking. Let me show you how really quickly you can do this. You're going to be amazed at how fast this can really be done. Matter of fact, I'm going to bring it right to the edge of my table, because that's a really fast, easy way to do it. Watch how quickly I do this. Boom. I do it that fast. Boom. 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 I switch it around to the back side. Boom. Boom. I flip it over. Boom. Boom. Done. What was that? 20 seconds, maybe? And you've got a nicely lined, very easy to see piece. And anybody can do this. If you're in 3rd grade, you can do this. And that's one of the things that I thought about, and I think is probably the best thing to go with, at least initially. I mean, there's going to be other people that are going to pick this up that are just phenomenal painters. Just crazy talented painters. But, like I said, I want to get this, I want to kind of show you guys how quick and easy this can really be. You don't have to stress about painting it at all. And for you terrain guys out there that do contract work, this can be a way that you can get the job done very easily and very quickly. And flat edges, see there's a little bit of a flat edge there. Easiest way to pick out a flat edge, guys, is try and hit the point as well as you can. Here's a good example. See, there's two there. What I do with the 2 is I hit it right flat across it, And for whatever reason, the paint tends to hit it on the way in here and on the way out there, and it gives me two really nice lines. See how that just pops out really nicely and cleanly? And don't worry if the line starts out a little bit strong. It's going to fade as this paint dries. I'm going to give you a real quick show on the on what I did over here. So this is them over here. I probably hit these a little bit more than I really needed to. So, but I was just starting it out. I was going to work really soon, but it's super duper 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 fast. And like I said, you know, when stuff is out in the middle of the table, it's out there. You know, this is the distance they're going to be seeing at it, and pretty much you just see the lines just pop out. So, you know, obviously you don't want to be too heavy-handed, but it can look really, really good, and it's a super, super fast way to do it. That's what's going on here, and I'm going to be trimming out everything. Oh, and the other thing you can do, let's say this is a bit much. You know, we're going to have people saying, wow, that's too much. You can take this, I'll just grab a random one. Let's say you do hit it too hard. It's not the end of the world. Not the end of the world at all. Okay? So, what you can do is you can get your black brush. Obviously, this isn't set up for this. But you can get, like this right here. And you just get it into like a dry brush phase. Matter of fact, it'd probably be easier just to demonstrate. This video is getting kind of long, but let me show you how you can do cleanup work. You know, you just got a little bit too much on it. Here's a real quick dry brushing trick. Whenever you're going to a darker color, normally I clean my brush up. Not necessarily something you need to do. When you go to a darker color, that darker color will, you know, provided you put enough pigment in there, it'll become the dominant color. So we've got a little bit of excess. The lighting is just weird in here. But the lighting is just, let's say I got a little bit too heavy on it. I can take that black and I can work it up to the edge. And all that little dotting and feathering that happened, I can make that all disappear. I can make that all go away. And it's almost as fast as the initial job. You know? So like I said, if you work on it and you're like, wow, I got a little bit too crazy there. No big deal. You go back to your original color and just work in off of your edges. Okay? And all that over paint, all that over feathering just disappears. See that? It all disappeared. Now I've got nice, crisp edging right to the end. And I'm just dry brushing it on. So it's going to dry in literally like under a minute. So, if you want a super quick, super fast, super easy way to do this, dry brushing line work is the way to go. And this works for any color. I know people are going to say, you know, I want it to look like bone, and I won't talk about any specific army types out there, but let's say you want to do it in bone. A very easy way to do bone that I've found, get yourself like a sandstone, or whatever base bone color you like to work with. People use different browns to do this, and then I would grab, let's see if I can find it here, I would grab an ivory. Here's a buttermilk. A little bit subtle. You might not be able to tell the difference. You might want a stronger, lighter color. Like I said, ivory is probably the best one to go with. I'm finding titanium white, and I think that's probably going to be a little bit too strong. But anyways, this is just a really quick how-to. It's super easy. It's designed for the beginner. You don't have to be an expert at this. Nick says he's brand new at painting, okay? I guarantee Nick could do this out of the gates. I guarantee all of my young, like 12, 13-year-old kids out of Britain, I guarantee they could do this right out of the gates. Okay? Just remember, you want to keep it at the edge, and you want to, I'll go in here, and you just want to 45 degree it real quick. Okay? And don't worry about messing up, because you can fix anything super duper fast and easy with this technique. So, I'm going to let you guys go. Have an awesome weekend, and I'd be willing to bet you could trim up your whole thing in under a day. Easily. So, maybe even an afternoon if you're really quick. Alright, love you guys. Have an awesome weekend, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.